All right. Welcome everyone. Some of you probably watched the previous match as well. I hope everyone enjoyed it. We have a match of Parisian player versus Xitaczz. You know what? I wonder what's the first item. I'm going to guess the fire route. What's everyone else's guess for the first item?
I'm guessing money. Ooh, I was close. A half or a heart piece, quarter of a heart there. Also, for anybody that does not know, I am the OK guy, and with me is Light Blue Cloud. We're gonna do our best to commentate this race for everybody, and I'm gonna do my best not to be biased because Parisian player is my boy. I love this guy, but Xitaczz has proven himself in this tournament already to be a fierce opponent. So we have a race on our hands, everybody.
Before I would have gone with Parisian player as well, but having found out that Xitaczz is from Netherlands like me, it's a bit of a difficult choice for me, you know? Friendship, nationalism, you know?
Yep. At the end of the day, we're all opponents in this tournament, so yeah. I think I'm allowed to be a little bit biased. Ooh, another heart piece. So not a super healthy seed, but it might
show some love.
Yeah, it's showing a little bit of love. Not too much love, not infatuation, just a small crush. Yep. Now, something that we will see, seeing as they haven't found bombs yet from either of the first two chests, these guys will want to take a little bit of time to kill some enemies that get in their way. They're looking for at least one bomb to get the final three chests before reaching Sanctuary. That's hidden behind the three chests are hidden behind a bonkable or bombable wall. The prize
pack. Come back there.
Oh yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, another heart piece. Wow.
Wow. Are we going to get a full heart container by just pieces of heart before they let leave escape?
I think so.
Yeah,
for anybody that, go ahead.
I also agree. I'm going to say it as well. They're going to get a full heart container worth of pieces of hearts from escape.
Now, for anybody that doesn't know, the prize packs have been randomized. The enemies that hold a set of prize packs or a certain prize pack, that has not been changed. But the prize packs themselves have been randomized for each of these seeds as well. So it is possible for them to get, full magics or 8 bomb drops or, anything that any different prize pack could drop. So, I mean, it's definitely worth their while to take the time to kill enemies that get in their way, hoping for that single bomb drop.
Even if it's not useful, just for the knowledge. There are points in the game where you might want to use a full magic restore, and knowing that a certain enemy gives that can provide some safety.
Alright, Parisian player taking the 1-pot 4-slash route through this ball and chain guard. So does Xitaczz. Both of them not having too much trouble, both of them taking a hit, but looks like Parisian's just a little bit faster on the draw, and he gets out of the dungeon a little bit faster than Xitaczz does.
I'm actually a bit disappointed that was a key. I was almost expecting rupees.
I was as well. Still, they're almost to the sewer segment of the escape, and neither of these guys have a bomb. I know I seem to be harping on that a little bit, but it is a little bit important, seeing as they won't be able to return to the sewers until they find a lifting upgrade out in the world. So it's to their benefit. It is definitely to their benefit to find a bomb now.
And not even just that. I mean, you have to actually come back to this place and get those 3 items if they're required.
Yeah, it's a time sink. Not to mention, they could be really important items. There could be a hookshot or a moon pearl or a pair of Pegasus boots hidden behind that wall.
Maybe even bone balls. I don't know.
Yeah. Parisian player entering the sewers, and Xitaczz is hot on his tail. I mean, a deficit of 10 seconds. A 10-second lead is nothing in the world of Randomizer, but it is a lead nonetheless.
We've seen it happen countless of times that someone misses a chest, and that chest happens to have like the Cane of Somalia or the Fire Rod.
Now, I would like to point out that before the ball and chain fight, Parisian players saw a blue rupee on the ground and opted to skip it. Xitaczz just now saw a 20 rupee and skipped it. Both of these guys are going to want at least 100 rupees coming into Kakariko Village to get the item from the bottle vendor, which does cost exactly 100 rupees. Seems to be a pretty broke seed so far, so it'd be worth their time to backtrack a little bit for that money.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Xitaczz definitely grabbing that 20 at least.
Yeah. And both of these players still don't have a bomb.
No, they do not. I expect them to kill some of these rats. Oh, Parisian player skipping another 20. My goodness.
Yeah, this man is laying his money all over the place. I mean, no money for me, he thinks.
Yep, so both of these guys will be returning. I mean, unless Xitaczz can possibly get a bomb drop here before the bombable wall. It's also very possible that the 8 items in the prize pack. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Parisian's gonna try, but you cannot get back in through this direction.
Yeah, it's going to be a waste of his time, unfortunately.
Yeah, as I was saying, it is possible that the 8 items in any given prize pack could just be junk, and they might not have been able to get into those bombable walls anyway. Oh my goodness, Xitaczz getting an 8 bomb drop on the other side of the blocks.
But he can't go back. He can't go back either. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
That was either the 7th or 8th enemy in the prize pack. So if they would have taken their time, an 8 bomb drop, my goodness, that's 3 items that both of these guys missed out on. So hopefully they don't forget that that's a location that they need to check once they do find a lifting upgrade.
You know what? What should be the 4th piece of heart?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Watch it be, you know, three required items for the seed. Let's keep LBC. Let's keep an eye out for both of these guys to open up their map, so we can kind of get an idea of where we're going to be seeing these guys head and which dungeons or pendants and crystals.
Oh, hammer, nice, nice item for Parisian player.
Yeah, and the ocarina. The ocarina in Kakariko Village is awesome. That means when he heads down down to South Kakariko, he can get that thing activated right now.
And those 3 is just putting more salt in the wound, giving the 4 bomb drop.
Yeah, tons of bombs. More bombs than Xitaczz can even carry. Let's see what the required item is from Aga. Oh, it's that 4th piece of heart.
It's that 4th piece of heart. And I don't think we're going to see that one anymore. Did Parisian player check the lumberjack? Ooh, Moon Pearl.
Moon Pearl, my goodness. No, Parisian player came straight to Kakariko Village, and there's that money to make up for all the money that he's been skipping, leaving laying on the ground. My goodness.
It's mid as well. That's nice. That means he can actually go straight to Dark World if he wants to. Plus up the Pearl and the mid.
Yeah, even without the mirror, he could still go into Dark World. This seed is turning out to be very open, very open to opportunity and options.
And I wonder how the players will handle this, because sometimes it's better to have just a straight path.
Yeah, most seeds start out somewhat linear, and you're forced to go one direction or another with very little gamble. But my goodness, the seed's going to open right up for both of these players throughout. We're not even through Kakariko Village yet. We still have a few more chests to check. Excuse me. So, I mean, he could go straight back to the escape as well to check those 3 items.
Yeah. But he might want to do that when he has the Pegasus boots, so he can get the rubble. West of Sanctuary as well. Fluid Hammer.
Now Xitaczz might look like he is, you know, a minute or 2 behind Parisian player, but he did go up to check the anxiety tree as well as the items in Lost Forest or in the Lost Woods. So, depending on Parisian player's routing, these guys are neck and neck.
Yeah, I do think Parisian player is a bit ahead because the main item in the forest was the power class, and getting the Titan Smiths in Technical Village makes that kind of a waste of time, even though there's no way to know that beforehand, of course.
Yeah, Parisian player opting to go straight into Dark World. I like this move. We've all seen in this tournament. Hey, here's a map. Swamp
Yep.
is green, and Ice Palace was blue pendant. So we do have, unless my eyes play tricks on me, we do have a red pendant in Light World somewhere. But very good, very good. We know that Parisian player, seeing him using the plastic sword in one of his other matches, he is not scared of Dark World without a mail upgrade or a sword upgrade. He should be just fine. Parisian player choosing to farm. I really like this too. The money problems that we were expecting earlier in the seed during the escape, that's not a problem any longer. He doesn't farm up to like 620 or so. That makes me a little nervous, but he did farm a lot.
Well, it's also a pendant.
Oh, was it? It might have been.
Yes, I think it was a crystal.
I know that I did see Swamp Palace being the green pendant and Ice Palace being the blue pendant. So we'll see next time either of these guys map where they'll have to be heading. Parisian player does not have the mirror, and neither of these guys have the mirror, so Parisian cannot do the lumber or the blacksmith mini quest just yet. Let's see what the digging game has to offer.
15 digs, 2 chests. Exactly. Not game attempts. That's going to be, I guess.
Nice. Okay, it looks like I'm getting some confirmation from chat. Ooh, heart piece.
How about that?
I'd call it a vanilla seed, but we've already seen this is not a vanilla seed. Getting some confirmation from chat where pendants and crystals are. Yeah, Mire and Turtle Rock being 5 and 6. That's very painful seeing as those are the 2 required items, or 2 required crystals to get the Fat Berry opened up, or get the big bomb from the bomb shop. Xitaczz making use of his flute. I like this. Before heading into Dark World, Xitaczz choosing to use the flute for maneuverability throughout Light World. This is a great way to check a lot of locations really quickly. Looks like Parisian players heading to the original Hype Cave.
Ooh, I wonder what it will give us today.
Yeah, let's get some hype in chat, guys. What are you guys expecting? I'm expecting at least 2 good items. There's 5 opportunities.
Knowing this seed, I'm going to say 1.
You're going to say 1?
Yeah.
Well, it starts out with a heart piece. A little bit of love.
Some arrows. More arrows. Rupee.
The blue boomerang. Not all that hype, but Xitaczz is heading into the Lake Hylia Hype Cave, so maybe he'll have a little bit better luck with his 5 items. The blue boomerang is a luxury item. I don't mind finding it. That's a good item to find. It's not required, but it can make some room-specific strats much faster and much cleaner.
Ooh, Xitaczz struggling here in the mini Moldarms before Lake Hylia.
He took a death. Yep, he
fell
in the pit.
Ah.
That's unfortunate. Parisian player taking the long way around to check the pyramid item. This means that we know he's not going to make the mistake of wasting time on Aghanim's tower.
I really like the route Parisian players taking here.
As do I. He cleared out.
He's doing like a massive Dark World swoop.
That's right. He's circling around all of West and Southern Dark World. And without the mirror, it is unfortunate he'll have to revisit some of these locations, but great routing on his part either way.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to finish at Catfish, and I would probably see him mirroring out or safe quitting and going from desert to the ice cave. Just another light world swoop.
Making good use of his hammer. All right, Xitaczz is into the Hylian Hype Cave. Let's see what he finds here. The bow.
Oh,
Very nice. A little bit of love, a little bit of money, the bow, and a
Red
red
potion.
potion. Now he has the flute, so he's been making great use of this ocarina. He's gonna probably flute straight to 3 and go and see what that sick kid has to offer. Yep, I'm thinking that's what he does. Hey, if Parisian gets lucky, the catfish will give him the mirror, and he'll be able to go straight back to Light World, right next to Zora's domain, and go and see what Zora has to offer for 500 rupees.
Ooh.
But
Unfortunately,
no.
I wanted that to happen. Really, that sounds really fun.
Yep. Sometimes you're just hoping things happen a certain way to really, you know, make your
See what's
routing as
possible.
easy as possible. But Alright, Parisian players back into the Light World. He's going to be finding his bow soon. I imagine he's heading straight to the Hylian Hype Cave. While Xitaczz finding junk in out-of-the-way places. Not too out of the way, seeing as they do both have the flute.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm not sure a Parisian player realizes that he has the flute, seeing as it's, less than 10 minutes in when he found it. He could have came straight out of Link's house and then fluted to, I think, 7, right in front of that aqueduct, or the swamp release, He could have fluted there and had a really, really small trek to get over here. But that's fine. Alright, Xita. Not forgetting the 3 items that they've forgotten the escape. And that's right, Xita did go and check the dam. Sorry, go ahead.
Mirror!
Oh my goodness.
Look at that! It's the mirror.
I told you that farming was important. I wasn't sure how important, but now we know. I think that gives Xita a little bit of an edge here. Even with Parisian player covering all of the Dark World like he did, that was really good routing on his part. But now Xita can do the same exact thing, but check all of those mirror restricted locations.
Xita is thinking, you know what? I'm going straight to that mountain, see if I can do anything there.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, go ahead. Oh.
And if that pays off for him, it's a really good call.
Yeah, he can get to Eastern Death Mountain. He has the hammer, he has the mirror, so whenever he gets up to Hera, he could head east and then hammer through the pegs.
He could even go to the Dark World side of it as well, because of the Titansmith, Moon Pearl, and Hammer.
Looked like the hobo gave the mirror shield to Parisian player.
Which once more enforces the theory that the hobos actually Link, the previous Link. Ooh, hey. Powder. That's also like a nice luxury item to get, let's say.
It is. And possibly a required fetch quest item. Xita's taking a lot of damage here on the mountain.
Yeah, those meatballs don't mess around.
Yeah, those meatballs don't mess around. Alright, he's made it to the stairs. He should be just fine. We're not sure yet. It's actually...
Ooh, did you see that?
I did not.
Cane
what
of
was
Samaria. Cane of Samaria on top of
wow.
Wheeling Peaks.
Which he has access to right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Seeing as Swamp Palace isn't required, it is a pendant dungeon, it's very possible that this seed does not require, hey, silver arrows, this seed does not require flippers. It's unlikely, but we'll see. I think I've seen a couple of those already where the flippers weren't required. Oh, there was a Light World map, but I didn't catch it fast enough.
I got it. Don't worry about it. Desert Palace was red pendant, and the other 2 were the crystals.
Alright. The red back scratcher.
Oh. Was it a death warp or?
I think it might have been, or maybe just a health refill style of death warp. It could have been accidental as well. Either way, hey, look at this, another fetch quest item, the mushroom.
Yeah.
So Xita has a lot of spelunking to do once he gets to back to the Light World and the Dark World mainland.
Ooh, and big key from the middle chest, so he does not necessarily have to go to the basement.
That's right, and since he's already found one of the item locations in Tower of Hera, if he keeps track of his dungeon gear, he might not need to even go to my favorite room in the game, the tile room.
Yeah,
Parisian player is hot on his heels, but he does not have the mirror. I hope Parisian player realizes pretty quickly, you know, I have a couple places to backtrack to. I missed those 3 items in the sewer.
I mean, going to the Dark World straight away was a really good call, but Zeta going back into Escape and finding the mirror really put him on an edge right now, I would say.
I totally agree. Now, you guys might be wondering, Zeta, why aren't you bomb jumping? He actually does not have hookshot or boots, so if he were to bomb jump across to the big chest, he would not have a way to get back across, and he would have to fall all the way to the first room of the dungeon. So this is a really good play on his part, heading upstairs and doing it the old-fashioned way.
That's true.
A lot of people don't realize that. They think, oh, why? This is a skilled player. Why isn't he bomb jumping? Without the boots, it makes total sense to do the vanilla route to get to that chest.
Same with the bumper on this floor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can just simply walk past. Either you have to either run or.
Not to cut you off, but it is Bombos medallion to enter Misery Mire.
Ooh.
So we can make a mental note of that. Hey, the shovel.
Hammer stress. Ooh,
and the hook shot. So both of these guys on different paths a little bit. Zeta going back to the sewer and Parisia checking a lot of Dark World. This is this is playing out to be a really great race. I'm really excited to see where things kind of coincide and where they meet in the middle.
Absolutely. It's all about who is going to find the item the other person has first.
That's right, and that mirror is looking more and more treacherous for Parisian player. I like Zeta's routing. He gets his first crystal, and now he's going to head over to East Death Mountain. He can do a lot over here. He's going to be on this mountain for a good while.
Yeah, if you play your cards right, you can get like 13 chests here, plus the floating island. 14 items.
He does have the mirror, so he can clear out all of it, even taking a peek at T-Rock to see what he needs to get in there.
Yeah.
Whereas Parisian player is going to be limited to only, checking a bunch of these, but he's going to have to save and quit out not having that mirror. Maybe his routing will allow him to check as many as he can. If he routes well, Parisian player could even check the Cane of Brian cave at the end of all of this.
Zeta really low on health right now.
Yeah, I see it.
He absolutely does not want to take a death here.
No, he doesn't.
And with those death rocks there, it's going to be a really difficult maneuvering here.
My goodness. Very dangerous. He has a red potion that he could pop if he wanted to.
Oh,
he took a death. Oh no.
He took a death. No.
That's the kind of deaths that Zeta cannot afford. Parisian player is he's no slouch. Right. If you give him an inch, he will take the lead back from you. He doesn't even know he's behind. But
this is the man who played this game literally blind.
Yeah. It took him half a day, but he did. You don't want to give Parisian player the opportunity to secure a lead, or he needs that mirror though, man. I'd still say even with a couple of deaths, Zeta's just fine. He does have a secured lead for the time being. Parisian player has the hook shot, whereas Zeta does not. And he doesn't have boots, so there's no obtaining the hookshot cave locations, all the hookshot cave chests. I didn't think about that a moment ago. Parisian player can get to those. Yeah, see, Zeta has to take the long way around North Death Mountain as well. So a costly death, very costly death.
Yeah. I mean, it works great if you can just take a big swoop there after Hera. It's perfect to get the hammer instead of hook shot.
Yeah.
If you take a death, it's really painful.
Yep. Speaking of the speculation and predictions that I was making, Parisian player is heading up to the Super Bunny chests, as I've been calling them, these two chests here with the full magic refill under the pot. He's heading to those now. I love that hook shot through the blocks move. I'm not sure who I saw do that first, but everybody's been incorporating that into their book of strategies.
And imagine that a strat like that would have never been found out if it was for randomizers, because in vanilla this cave is not that great.
Yeah, it's completely useless unless for some reason I think I've seen it in 100% runs. If you get to T-Rock and you're low on magic, you can run over here and get a full magic refill. But yeah, a lot of the areas you see in Randomizer are never visited in any category of a speed run, and you know.
I remember when this was randomizer was first released, people were actually lost in Eastside Death Mountain.
Yeah, a lot of us got lost over here for the first time. Now Xita finding the Tempered Sword, that's pretty awesome. He has a level 3 sword now. He doesn't have the book.
Oh, Fire Rod for Parisian.
Xita's gonna miss out on that Fire Rod not having the hook shot yet. So these guys, they deviated paths.
Ether.
I don't think Ether is required. I haven't seen what the T-Rock entrance medallion is. But I think Parisian player did see what it was.
I must say, I think Parisian is now definitely in the lead.
It's hard
to
tell.
Is in a better position because of the fact that he doesn't have to come back to check those items.
That's right. Xita will have to return to the mountain with the hook shot. It could become a real scavenger hunt for these guys. Parisian looking for the mirror, Xita looking for both hook shot and fire rod. Hopefully one will lead to the other for Xita. Wow, this seed is playing out in a great way.
Yeah.
Parisian player is going to dig up an item.
And for all we know, Xita goes to Meyer next, or West Side Meyer, and Parisian will pick up the mirror.
Yeah. But no, it looks like Parisian's heading to
Eastern Palace.
Yeah, maybe Sahasrara first, and then to Eastern Palace. Yeah, not a bad play for him.
I think Xita is going to do the same thing here.
Taking the longer way around, it's really easy to forget you have that flute and you have that maneuverability through the Light World Overworld.
But it's also not many people realize that it's actually faster.
Yeah, not much. Now I would have to argue that fluting to 5 and then running all the way to Sahasrara's hut. Hey, Magic Boomerang. That might actually be the same as a save and quit to Link's house and then walking to Sahasrara's hut. If Xita was heading straight to Eastern Palace, it would guaranteed be faster to flute to 5. Now neither one of these guys chose to go into Dark World. Well, Parisian can't because he doesn't have the mirror, but Xita could have went into Dark World and set up a warp in front of Eastern Palace. Looks like he's not even sticking around. He's going back to the mountain. Okay, no, he's not. He just came here on accident. Didn't mean to choose that portal. Parisian players entering Eastern Palace. Yep, that's what it looks like.
Did he actually turn it in?
I don't think he did. I think he got ahead of himself and just ran off and reset the screen. But now he is. He's got it. Oh yeah. I have to remind you guys that it's really easy to spectate and scrutinize, but whenever you're actually playing the game and you're up against an opponent like Xita or a Parisian player, your nerves and your gears are turning. So, small mistakes like that, they're very easy to make.
You want to win, and you want to do it fast.
Yep.
That's where mistakes happen.
You start worrying about your route, and then you start routing poorly. That's all it takes. All right, Xita showing that he's not forgetting things. He's making mental notes or possibly even taking paper notes. He's not going to forget where he needs to go. Unfortunately,
Not paying
the
off,
sick,
though.
yeah, the sick kid just gives him $20. Here's 20 rupees. Get out of my house. Still, he's not missing out on these fetch quests. Let's see where he heads now. It looks like he's going to Dark World. So he's going to be tracing or following in what Parisian's footsteps were earlier. One of the first things Parisian did was head to Dark World and kind of swoop around the whole west and southern sides. Whew. My goodness.
Parisian finding that arrow upgrade in the original bow and arrow chest. I always like those ironic item placements.
Oh, agreed. Parisian player is making use of his hook shot a little bit here. Or trying to without too many enemies getting in the way, that is. Neither of these racers have the boots yet, so any movement tech that you can pull out of a hat that you need to. See how Parisian player handles the quick boss key chest here. Nice damage boost. And it gets him a compass, unfortunately. So the Armos Knights does hold an item.
Yeah, and of course it will give him his first crystal. It's never too bad.
Xitaczz starting the digging game. We know that it procures a heart piece. It's nothing of great value, but he doesn't know that, and he has to check it. So him sinking time into things like this, where it's not going to lead to anything of importance, is going to give Parisian player the time he needs to catch up and find that mirror. If Parisian finds the mirror quickly, oh man, Xitaczz going to have a very hard race on his hands.
Absolutely. At the same time, if Xitaczz decides to check out what's near Meyer, it will be a bit more tough for Parisian.
Xitaczz getting a little bit turned around, trying to get back up to the blacksmith. This is something that Parisian could not do. Xitaczz does have the hammer, the powder, the flute activated, and the mirror, so he can cover all 4 of the items that are at the blacksmith location. Oh, by the books,
Nice
Armos
cape.
fight. Yeah,
nice cape, by the way.
and getting the cape, a really good luxury item.
Yeah. It might even be required because of the bumper gate.
That's
if
true.
If not something good. I mean, if that holds like the ice rod or the Pegasus boots.
That's definitely true. I'm glad you corrected me on that. The cape could actually be a required item in a line of fetch quests to get the Bumper Cave item in North Dark World, which neither of these players have checked. I don't think they've went up there and looked around at all.
No. Parisian picking up the red rupee.
Yep. 33 minutes in, guys, and we do not have boots yet. But both of these players do have a crystal. They do both have separate crystals, so they're
Also,
pushing
shout
forward.
out to Mysticum, who also did a flawless Armos.
Wow.
I'm sorry, someone didn't say something about it. We apologize in their name.
I have to cut you off there. The Bat Cave. Xitaczz going into the Bat Cave and finding the ice rod of all items. Very good find for Xitaczz.
Nice
so again,
ice rod.
It's anybody's race. We cannot tell who is in the lead at this point. I'd say that Xitaczz has a little bit of an edge having that mirror, but boy, it's hard to tell. I like Parisian player's decision to come into Thieves Town. He has all the items required. He has the hammer. He can clear out this entire dungeon and get himself another crystal.
Absolutely good routing choice.
Xitaczz going out of his way. Yeah, picking up that bomb upgrade. I think it's worth it to grab it right now. I mean, he has plenty of bombs, and a lot of speedrunners of A Link to the Past vanilla, you know, they'd be fine with the 10 bomb limit starting out, but you know, that's total prerogative. That's his preference whether he wants to grab that or not. I don't know if it's worth the few seconds it takes to go up and grab it and hold it over your head, but he definitely seems to think so. Where is Zita going?
He has to pick up. He has to pick up the chest.
Oh no. Now he's gonna have to zone out of this area completely and come back if he wants. Oh no, hey, there it is. Weird. Usually you have
Wow.
to zone out of the area completely to get it to respawn. So
Nice
that's very
fake news. Nice fake news, Kenny.
Yeah. Hey, I know I've messed up the chest before and had to rezone out of the room or out of the area. So good for him. Parisian players having to walk through the hellway. This is very painful, but he gets through. He gets through, only getting bodied one time. Pretty good.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
You can walk through. Oh.
Hey, look where Zita's going, guys.
Oh. This is something.
This could lead Zita on a path to definitely securing a lead over Parisian player.
Absolutely.
If he finds the hook shot and the hook shot leads him back up to the mountain where he finds the fire rod.
And I think Zita actually has. If he goes up the mountain, he will have all the items required for. Oh no, he misses the medallion, of course. Never mind.
Yeah, that's all he needs.
Oh, Parisian taking the left.
Yeah, just so you guys know, those grasshoppers, the grasshoppers here in Thieves Town, they do 2 full hearts of damage when you have the green mail. They are very, very dangerous bugs. Very dangerous mob to get bodied by. And we all.
And the worst part of all, he has to walk through that hellway again.
Yeah. Yeah. Even with 6, 7, 8 hearts, that's not a lot of health. Hey, Zita gets himself
silver arrows.
Yeah, good play on his part. Parisian player did not have the mirror when he came over here to West Misery Mire, so he couldn't mirror out to go grab or to sneak back and get those silver arrows. That means whenever Zita does do Eastern Palace, he'll have a much easier Armos fight. Small things like that, they add up quickly.
Absolutely.
This is another item that Parisian could not check. The Eastern Desert item. It's just another bomb upgrade, and Zita does not go out of his way for this one.
Yeah, he figures that I don't need another bomb upgrade, and especially another one that takes a bit more time.
Superb routing decision by Zita, jumping off the ledge right there. He knows he hasn't checked the Agana cave, Sahasrala's little brother. He has not checked this cave. This is superb routing on his part. It really is. Both of these guys have been showing that they know this game very well. Hopefully nerves aren't getting the best of them. Takes a save and quit. Let's see where Zita's headed now. While Parisian player's back on track. He has the fake maiden in tow. Do you think Parisian player is going to use cape strats to fight blind? I don't think so. I think he's going to go for the scripted, the classic speedrunner style of fighting blind.
He knows it. He might do it if things get a little bit too dodgy, like as a backup strat, but nah, he's going to do the regular way, the speedrun way.
Yep. Zita's heading into the not-so-hype cave. He's going to find himself a blue boomerang. He already has the magical boomerang, so it shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, Parisian's taking some damage here.
Ooh, yeah.
Putting the mirror shield to use, though. He is blocking a lot of fireballs. Looks like he's fine. Yeah, he's fine. He's got it under control.
Good job.
That's 2 crystals for him. It looks like he found the Master Sword as his reward. The swords do not downgrade. If you have the butter sword, any other sword you find will not downgrade it. Luckily, fortunately. So it might have looked like it was another tempered sword he held up in the air, but no, that was the blue sword, the master sword.
The swords of Evil's Bane.
That's right. That's right.
Also known as a lightsaber.
Alright, Parisian player's heading up to North Dark World, checking the bumper cave. He has the cape, so it's worth checking.
I mean, if you're in the area, it's one chest that's usually out of the way. If you have both of the items, it can be a good guess, and it's just another arrow upgrade.
Yep. Zeta going out of his way for some bombs here. I don't know if he can afford to keep going out of his way for not so important items.
True.
Parisian player's heading into Skullwoods. He has the fire rod. There's a couple of items in this dungeon. I believe it is a crystal, so...
Yeah, it is a crystal.
Zeta might have the lead on gear, on equipment, but Parisian player is really starting to lock down a lead on crystals and dungeon completions. This is anybody's race. Oh, Zeta, you're about to die. He's gonna pop a red potion. He is fine. He's fine.
Yeah, it was a good call to use that red potion in that particular moment.
Especially when he immediately takes two full hearts of damage from that hentai monster that they're called popos in the light world. I'm not sure what they're called in the dark world, but they do a ton of damage. And as soon as he uses that red potion, he got hit, so he would have taken a death there had he not. Boy, I don't know what to expect at this point. This is anybody's race.
Zeta going to the light world soon, I imagine, picking up what King Zora might have and see what's on the ledge. So what do you think King Zora will sell Zeta? Would be a ripoff?
At this point, I'm feeling like it's not going to be worth it. But what would really be painful is Zora King not having anything worthwhile, and then the ledge item being important. Oh, it's just a heart piece. Okay.
I don't say Pegasus boots. I just have this feeling that it's going to be Pegasus boots.
That would be 500 rupees well spent. That's for sure.
Yeah, those are some expensive boots.
Yep. At this point, a male upgrade would be pretty nice, or any medallion.
Oh, the lamp would also be a good buy.
Yep. Zeta is close to go mode. He needs the fire rod, which we know where it's located, is up on the mountain.
Wow!
Look, wow,
You
vanilla seed.
Flipper.
Yeah. Vanilla seed. I want a refund.
Yeah.
Zora King selling the flippers for 500 rupees. That's worth it. Now we don't know if flippers are even going to be required in this seed, but it's quite possible. Seeing as Swamp Palace does have a ton of items to find, it has a lot of opportunity for finding the medallions that are needed. It looks like Zeta might be heading that direction right now. Neither of these guys have the book either, which blocks a couple of exclusive item locations, the tablets, both on the mountain and over by Mire.
Yeah.
I think Swamp would be a good play.
Cool items.
Yeah, I think Swamp would be a good play. I mean, it is a pendant dungeon, and they have a lot of crystal dungeons still to clear out, but...
Out of all the pendant dungeons, I would say if you have to pick one you had to do, I think Swamp would be the best bet, simply because of the massive amount of items.
Yep. The only other dungeon that I would really say is worth doing when it's a pendant, well, I guess Hera or Desert. Desert is a very short dungeon, and if it's a pendant, you can knock out the 2 items that you can find in there. What was that? Looks like Zeta went out of his way to get it. There was something in that mirror cave. Oh my goodness. He found the boots
We found
in
some
that location?
boots, and we missed it.
Oh
Shame
my
on
goodness.
us.
Yeah, shame on us.
Yeah.
Wow. Good routing.
Meanwhile, Parisian going to fight Matula, which is either the easiest fight ever or the worst. And it seems to be the easiest one for
Yeah,
Parisian.
no problem whatsoever.
Good modular kill, absolutely.
Zita had some good routing there again, showing spectacular routing during this entire race. He checked the dilapidated flute boy and then mirrored immediately to use that shovel that he's had for quite a while. It didn't pay out to anything important, but it was still a good play. I'd imagine Zeta's heading into Thieves Town at this point.
Yeah. It would be a good call for sure.
Parisian player does not have the mirror, so after coming to get this very far out of the way chest here in Skull Woods, oop, he got bunnied. He will have to either save and quit or, you know, die. Oh man, very rich.
He's going for the saving quit.
Yeah.
I wonder where he'll be going next. Sanctuary. Ooh. I have a feeling he remembered something.
Yeah, I'm hoping he goes right as soon as he comes out. No, he... Oh, here we go. Alright, guys, that means that Parisian is about to find himself a mirror, and I'm sure he's going to kick himself the moment he realizes he could have had this 10 minutes in to the race.
Yeah.
This is why farming, it's worth it. Sure, you might lose, you know, a minute or even maybe more than a minute during the escape sequence over your opponent, but finding those bombs, you know, would have really paid off. My goodness, Parisian has his mirror.
Yeah.
Now
there's one more thing. He has no idea where the Pegasus boots are, and since he already did that Dark World swoop, I wonder if he remembers the things he has not checked yet.
That's right. He has a lot of backtracking with the mirror to get to mirror exclusive reachable locations. Another thing is Parisian doesn't know where his opponent is. He could really go into a desperation mode or tilt mode if he starts worrying about, oh my goodness, Zeta farmed for bombs. He's had mirror, you know, since the first 5 minutes. No, Zeta did not have the mirror from Escape Green Linen. He actually...
Parisian tracking the lumberjack cave right now.
Yeah, he never checked it earlier. Neither one of these guys farmed a bomb during the escape, and they had to return. Zeta just returned a lot sooner. Oh man, those grasshoppers, they're not playing nice.
Evil. Those are evil guys, absolutely.
Yeah, beating up both of them. Wow, he's about to take a death if he's not careful. Good spin attack. Good spin attack.
Yeah, it was definitely a good spin attack.
The boots
getting the power glass or not?
the boots were actually near the Haunted Grove mirror location, where you have to mirror to get onto the ledge.
I think Parisian is going to check out Hera now.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would say is a pretty good one. That's a good routing.
Yeah, he is definitely, you know, pulling back his lead. It is still anybody's race. Zeta finding the well-hidden ice rod in the Bat Cave of all places. Parisian player is gonna. I mean, hey, there's the Cane of Samaria again. We saw it earlier. Parisian player probably saw it as well. I'm sure he's happy to have that item. This is anybody's race. Oh no, the bullied kid talking to Parisian player, wasting a little bit of time with that text box. Still no book. It's really odd to see such, you know, we're almost an hour in and neither of these guys have the book yet, and we don't even know where it's located. It doesn't happen very often.
Well, I believe it can even be in Gan's Tower.
It can be if the logic allows for the book not to be required. You know, the tablets having junk and there being a possibility for a backdoor entrance into Desert Palace, which there is. The ocarina was found within the first 10 minutes of the seed. I think it was found in the thief's basement in Kakariko Village.
Yeah, together with the hammer.
Yeah, also with the hammer, that's right. So this seed opened up entirely right at the beginning. It's it could have happened to anybody where Parisian forgot about the sewer location that he skipped earlier. You know, he had a lot to check. Let's see how Zeta handles blind. He fumbled a little bit with the very beginning, so this is no longer a scripted fight. It's going off the rails. He's taking a little bit of damage. Ooh.
Ooh, he's taking that red potion a bit early, if you ask me.
I don't know.
Hammer doesn't matter.
The fireballs and Blind's body does 1 full heart of damage, and every one of the heads, if you touch them, they do 2 full hearts of damage with Grain Mail. And he was down to 2 hearts. It might have been a good...
Realizing he doesn't have the Pegasus boots and he has to fall off.
Yep. It's that routing that I mentioned earlier with Zeta doing the normal vanilla path through Hera. If Parisian would have went up top and then dropped down, he could have stepped on those star buttons to change the holes in the floor, and he wouldn't have had to fall to the main room of Hera. But he's back up the tower. He's just fine. Using hookshot to his advantage. Ooh. Parisian player coming into... Well, no, he's already in it. Okay. Sorry, I buffered and I just refreshed. See how he handles this caterpillar? Oh, wow. No problem whatsoever.
Nice Trolldorm kill.
Yeah, Moldorm is dead.
And he is rewarded with the map of the Tower of Hera.
A little bit of toilet paper for his troubles, and he gets his 4th crystal.
Yeah.
So Zeta does have one up on him when it comes to the hidden ice rod location, but he needs to start knocking out dungeons as well. I do like his choice to keep clearing out all of these, elusive locations here in the overworld. I'm an overworld checker myself. You know, I tend to clear out the overworld as much as I can before even entering dungeons. So I can't judge Zeta's routing whatsoever.
Parisian go into Kane Brian Cave.
Yep. Oh, wasting a hook shot though, taking some damage. I hope he switches to the cape. Oh,
that was really good. That worked out really well for him.
Yep. I didn't see what was in King's Tomb for Zeta, but I'm imagining it wasn't anything too worthwhile.
It was
Oh, okay. The cape, it actually has a really weird property where sometimes it's just hard to turn on. You hit the Y button and it just doesn't do anything. It's even worse if you're trying to item dash, if you're trying to, turn on the cape and dash at the same time. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work, and it looked like he was having
Ooh, bother!
Hey, we have gold sword for Zeta, so Zeta has found every sword in the game at this point. He knows where silver arrows are as well. Well, no, he has them. Zeta has the silver arrows. It's Parisian that missed out on the silver earlier.
Wait, was Bombos in the Spy Cave?
I'm not sure. Where did he find Bombos at? But I like before he's heading in, he is heading up to, well, he was going to try to. He does not have the flippers.
If that's the case, then yeah, it was in the Spy Cave. So, I'm going to give it to Parisian. This is probably a huge item for him, because Spy Cave is one of those caves you can easily forget.
Yeah, or even if you're conscientious of not having checked it yet, you could still be like, it's the Spike Cave. I don't have anything in my bottles. I don't have a lot of health. I'm just gonna put it off, and you keep putting it off until you either forget about it or you've lost the race, unfortunately.
Yeah. Zeta now going to check Dark World, that mountain. That's a really good call on his part.
Yeah, if he circles around, he could end up with that Bombos medallion as well. Looks like he's going to go ahead and open up the T-Rock entrance, the T-Rock portal right now as well. It's a good play on his part. getting bodied by the squirrels a little bit here.
Yeah, those squirrels don't mess around.
Yeah, they're. I think their official name is Dead Rock, and
Yeah.
they are
mean,
painful enemies for all of us.
I wonder who will win though. A Deathrock or Ganon?
I don't know. Depends. Maybe if Ganon is equipped with Quake or the Magic Powder, I think Ganon would win. Here we go. Parisian's going up to buy his flippers, unbeknownst to him. And Zeta is about to find the Fire Rod.
And
Guys.
Ether.
Yeah, and
But
Ether.
even though it's not required.
Wow.
Actually, I believe Parisian player only needs one more required item, and that's the Ice Rod.
Yeah. Both of these players, if they get to a point where they're in go mode without the lantern, I see both of them not being concerned with searching for the lantern. They'll push on without it and go through some dark rooms.
Absolutely.
I know for a matter of fact Parisian can do it, seeing as he has actually completed a lot of these dungeons entirely blindfolded.
Yeah, so if there's someone who can do this, Parisian definitely can.
That's right. Now, given he does use some minor and major glitches when he's blindfolded, but still, I don't see him needing the lantern. All he needs to do is check that bat cave, and he is in go mode at sub-hour. Zeta's right on his tail, too.
Is Parisian going...
Where is Parisian going?
Into escape? Or into the cellar?
Did he forget something? Oh, he needs magic. I see what he's doing. Okay.
Huh. That's interesting.
I see what he's doing.
Zeta now going straight to schools.
Yeah, having
getting
some trouble.
Bodied by the bumper.
Yeah. Having a little bit of trouble taking tons of damage, tons of falling damage from these holes. Yeah, let's just walk it, Zeta. Just walk it. There you go.
Walk it off. Walk it off.
That's right. Your legs are broken, walk it off. It's fine. Alright.
You just fell down a gap into the abyss, you're fine.
Now, this is unfortunate. Parisian player is going into Misery Mire before checking more of the overworld that he's missed out on. I think he's missed most of North Dark World. Maybe he checked those locations, but I don't think he did. He's still missing out on boots as well. The boots being in the Haunted Grove mirror location. So this is going to be a painful Misery Mire for him. Extra miserable Misery Mire. The Ice Rod is at the Bat Cave, for anybody that's wondering. Whew. I mean, I would give Parisian the lead right now. I would give him the edge. But Zeta's going to be able to catch up so quickly. Especially if he...
There's the bombos, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Zeta goes to the cave of the Birna Cave, oh my goodness, he's going to be able to really haul through all of these different dungeons, all of these crystal dungeons. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was a flipperless seed. I'm pretty sure they don't need the flippers at this point. We know where all the items are. Maybe the lamp is in Swamp Palace, so the flippers would be required for that. But for somebody that can do dark rooms, yeah, this is a flipperless seed. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. Parisian taking a bit of damage here in Mire.
Yeah, Mire's not a dungeon you want to have low health on. Speaking of low health, both of these guys have less than 10 hearts and still running around with the green mail.
Yeah, this
seed
showing no mercy on them at all, save for the powder.
Yeah. Pretty tricky too, considering it started out with the first 3 chests having heart pieces. 3 heart pieces in a row, and we thought, oh, this is going to be a healthy seed. No, the seed had other plans.
Were we wrong?
Parisian player getting through the bomb slug room. Those bomb slugs with contact damage do 4 hearts against green mail.
Zita picking up some spare cash.
Yeah, pretty good player. I'm not sure why he pushed those blocks out of the way in the first room, but then he does use the minor glitch of fire rotting through the blocks as he pushes them for the second room. Zeta's down to half of his magic meter, so he's taking his time in this Gibdos room, this mummy room, making sure that he can.
Him.
Yeah, I don't either. Making sure that he gets, he hits his mark with all of these. All these fire rush. Almost got wallmastered for his troubles, though.
Yeah. Wallmaster, without a doubt, my least favorite enemy in this game.
Yeah. I would like to point out that Zeta is sitting at a smooth 1,001 rupees.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going into Mochila with 3 hearts may be tricky. I don't know if he still has a red potion.
I don't know either. He's not going for the double hit starting out, and he already takes body damage.
Oh no!
There is a death.
And he's
My
out
goodness.
of magic as well.
That's right. So he's gonna have to farm up magic before he can even get back to the Mothula fight. These are the kind of mistakes that he cannot afford. This is the kind of stuff that will give Parisian player the time to find the boots and really lock in a significant lead. This is anybody's race, guys. Holy moly! I don't know.
Actually looking a bit lost in Mire, it seems like.
Yeah.
Oh, Zeta getting grabbed by the Wallmaster. Meanwhile, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, both of these guys struggling in their respective dungeons. Parisian not even sure what he wants to do. I think he realizes that I don't think he's checked all the chests, but if he has, he's realized this is not what I need. I need the ice rod. Oh man, if Parisian player does not check some of the overworld locations he skipped out on earlier, he could end up going and getting
another death. Oh.
Another death. But he has some magic. Zeta does have magic this time.
That's true.
I was gonna say, Parisian finding those flippers, he could think that Seed's telling him to head into the Pendant Dungeon Swamp Palace, and he could waste a ton of time looking for the ice rod there. Where us as spectators, we know where it is. He has no clue that the ice rod is right there for the taking, and he could be in go mode.
Just have to give the bat a little bit of magic power.
That's right. Yeah, the snarky little bat that tries to curse you and does a bad job of it.
Yeah. Funny fact, actually, when I was younger, I always thought it was a bad thing to get half magic.
A lot of people did. That was actually a common misconception a lot of kids had trouble with. I was lucky enough to have like the official player guide before even owning the game, so I knew far too much about the game before even getting to play it as a child. I don't remember how I ended up with the players guide.
Oh, nice!
Whoa!
Getting that bunny fairy.
Yeah, he powdered that bunny beam and dodged the Wallmaster at the same time. It was really cool room.
That's huge for him.
Yeah, he's coming into this fight really healthy. He has a little bit of magic as well. Now, Mothula, anytime you hit Mothula into the spikes, or she's sitting on top of the spikes when you hit her, she takes 0 damage. Wow, fast fight.
Nice.
Great job for Zeta.
That's a good vengeance on Zeta's part. Absolutely.
I think I see why Parisian player was struggling earlier, or why he was making the decision to mirror out and come back into Misery Mire. He is doing this without a lantern, and this is my least favorite dark room of the game. There's a button you have to put the Cane of Samaria block down on top of in the dark.
Parisian thinking, you know what? I don't want to do this. I'm just going to leave. I'm going to take my mirror out to the mire, and I'm going back to the light world.
Yep, this is going to cost him a little bit of time. He's sinking some time into leaving. Looks like he's going to set up a portal in front of Eastern Palace.
He already did Eastern Palace, I believe.
Oh, that's right, he did. He did do Eastern Palace with wooden arrows earlier. Then it looks like Pod.
Yeah, and interesting thing is, if Xitaczz decides to do both of them, he actually has a good chance to catch up, at least crystal-wise.
My goodness. Parisian player at 1 hour and 5 minutes still does not have the boots. I think some overworld exploration would really pay off for Parisian player. It would put him in go mode. But he's heading into another dungeon.
That first swoop across Dark World, which was then a good call, might actually come back to haunt him because he forgot, or he has not forgotten about a couple of items there.
That's right. Sometimes these seeds don't have a direct path. They don't tell you exactly where to go. And this seed opened up very quickly, so they had so many opportunities. I think, and I'm going to stick to this, I think it was the farming for bombs during the escape. If Parisian had went out of his way to kill a couple extra enemies and get that 8 bomb drop at the end of the first prize pack, you know, he would have not had this problem. His first time around Dark World, he would have been checking, you know, the mirror exclusive locations. He would have found the boots. Very painful, but we'll see how it plays out. I mean, he could end up coming back.
Xitaczz getting the mirror shield right now from the hobo.
Yep. Xitaczz finds himself a riot shield. So anybody that enjoys seeing the front of Link's sprite, I have to apologize. You're not going to be seeing that anymore.
Come on, mirror shield is the best shield.
Oh, it's the worst shield.
It covers up nice pink hair.
Oh no, it obscures all of Link's beautiful face, and it causes a little bit of lag. Hey, Parisian player, finding the item that was eluding him, he found the lantern. So Meyer is not going to give him any more trouble. He is going to keep searching through this dungeon, though, wasting time looking for the ice rod, which we know can be found at the Batcave. So, again, anybody's race. I don't know who has the definitive lead right now.
So, if Xitaczz goes to Palace of Darkness right away after this, it will actually help him out a lot, because he can actually do Maya straight away, considering he will find the lantern there.
I like that Xitaczz had skipped out on the C-house, the C-shaped house. I didn't even realize he did skip it earlier, but he realizes it, and his backtracking has been on point this entire race. You know, Xitaczz has not skipped an area and
it looks
to go
like
back.
It looks like Xitaczz is also heading to Palace of Darkness, and he's probably going to swoop Eastern Palace right after that, and Parisian player find the red tunic.
That's right. Red tunic, very good find. Xitaczz will probably be finding it as well. And we know that Parisian player needs to get his butt to the Bat Cave, and Xitaczz needs to go up and check the Cane of Brian cave. So, again,
those are some out of the way places, honestly.
Yeah, it could be a while before either of these guys check those spots. I mean, it could be after some long pendant dungeons that they don't even need to enter. We could see both of these guys going into Ice Palace for no reason.
And the interesting thing is that we, as spectators, know the full picture because both of them have shown us part of it.
That's right. They deviated their routes from the very beginning, and they really haven't synced back up. They've both been doing their own thing the entire time. It's very cool to see how some seeds play out like that.
Is it opting to do Eastern Palace before Palace of Darkness? Oh, he might actually think, oh, Palace of Darkness, I need a lamp for that. I might do it later.
I don't know, with his routing so far, I mean, Xitaczz showing a lot of skill when it comes to routing on the fly. These are the kind of things that can really secure a lead over a veteran player like Parisian player. A veteran Parisian player. I'm not funny. I'm sorry, everybody. Now, Zita also, Parisian player went through this dungeon earlier with wooden arrows and without the boots. So Zita has a really quick.
Almost, I believe.
What was that?
The cape was almost, and silver arrows were the disadvantage.
Oh, for sure. Parisian player almost has all the chests covered in Palace of Darkness. I hope not finding the rod that he's looking for, the ice rod. I hope not finding it leads him on some overworld exploration, because that's what he is needing at this point. Well, I guess so is Zita.
Yeah.
So
specifically
close.
Dark Death Mountain because of the spy caves.
Yep. Alright, we have a bomb jump coming from Parisian player. Very nice. Doesn't even buffer the second half of it, just lines his sword up with the wick of the bomb. That was a by the numbers, by the books bomb jump by Parisian player there.
Yeah, Parisian players are really experienced Link to the Past runner in multiple categories.
Yeah, I've seen him do that bomb jump at ×2 speed, so that was a cakewalk for him for sure. Though this is a tournament race, and that changes things up completely. It really does. You know, your nerves are a lot different. You're not at full capacity. Why did he push that statue? I'm so confused.
Muscle memory, probably.
Yeah, muscle memory. Very good mimic room. Alright, Zita takes the damage boost to get that chest quickly. The fast big key strategy there to damage boost onto that button that's covered up by all those anti-fairies. Whew. So now that we know that the lamp is in Palace of Darkness, this seed was entirely finger webless, you know, or flipperless. Neither of these racers needed flippers whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Which, for anybody just joining in, the flippers were located at the vanilla location, Zora King selling them for 500 rupees.
Yeah. And we still want our money back for that.
Oh,
There's no surprise in that.
We have two separate boss fights about to start. Helmasaur King for Parisian player, and then Zita's almost into the Armos Knight fight.
The funny thing is, one is they're almost in the exact same location, the difference being Dark World and Light World.
That's right. It's looking like I might have to close chat, seeing as they're all talking about food, and I am starving. Not really, actually. I love you guys. I'm not going to turn off the chat, but wow, clean fight from both of them. Zita gets his magical cape. Parisian player finds a small shield. He's going to put that in his pocket and save it for later. He does have the mirror
baby shield.
So, yeah, no need for that.
Good old baby shield.
Oh, no need to apologize, guys. I'll eat as soon as this race is over.
Oh man, eating something does sound good right now.
Alright, Parisian player.
Zita going into Palace of Darkness, that's a really good decision on his part because of the red mill being there, a crystal, and also important, the lantern.
Yep, he will find the lantern here in Palace of Darkness, but he's also going to find a lot of time sink. He's going to waste a lot of time searching this dungeon for that missing medallion, which we know is up on Dark Death Mountain in the Brian Cave.
Yeah, and after he's done with this, he actually needs to start looking for Bomba's medallion, because T-Rock and Meyer had.
Oh, that's really intense, knowing that both of the dungeons you need to get into take the same medallion. So he knows he's one item from Go mode, excluding the lamp, of course. seeing as it's an optional yet kind of required item.
It's a very relieving item to get, I would say.
Whether it's required or... Oh, go ahead.
Even if you can't do it lampless, I still like to believe that most people would like to get the lamp anyway.
Oh, for sure. That's exactly what I was going to say, is even though it can be just a luxury for some people, it speeds up the dark rooms. You know, nobody's going to be able to, nobody's going to be able to do the dark rooms as efficiently and quickly as they can with the lamp, you know. Parisian player, take 3 on the button room in Misery Mire. No problem at all in the dark. I think we might have jinxed them a little bit with all that talk about being able to do it blind and not having any trouble.
Yeah, blame the commentators, guys.
Yep, commentator curse, like always. I'm actually starting to make a name for myself when it comes to cursing seeds and cursing racers.
I guessed the exact location of the big key, and Black Magician told me to stop looking at the spoiler log. Oh, Xitaczz having some trouble here with the Helmosaur.
Yeah, that baby Helmosaur. It gives a lot of people trouble. This time he's not messing around. He takes one of those skulls with him up there to kill it in one shot.
Xitaczz first going to check out the dark rooms, because I don't think he has gotten the lantern yet.
I don't think so, no.
Fortunately, there is a torch right to the entrance.
Yep. Really.
And I must say, it's really nice seeing this room all lit up.
I like it as well. He finds himself red mill. I'm sure he's happy to find that, seeing as he's taken a ton of death.
Well, Parisian killing off Xitaczz.
Yeah, I didn't even catch any of the fight. I saw the last arrow connect. I blinked and missed the Vitreous fight, so it must have went well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he does have 2 hearts left, but he won, so...
To answer chat, Silver Arrows is on the ledge outside of Desert Palace, and then the Gold Sword is in the rubble next to Sanctuary.
Oh no!
I think.
Oh no! Xitaczz not going to check the other chests.
Uh-oh. Which chest was it in? I wonder...
Boss
wonder
key
how he
chest.
Oh, really? So... maybe he'll come back in and clear out those last couple of locations, but he's going to have some dark turtle rooms on his hand, which can be very, very time-consuming. He does have a little bit of magic, so, you know, he can light up the turtle party room. He can light it up if he's careful. My goodness. All right, Parisian player, do you see where he is, everybody? He is clearing out overworld stuff. If this leads him to the blacksmith area to check those 4 items, then he is definitely going to be in go mode soon, and Xitaczz is going to have a race on his hands. Wow. Here we go. Yeah, he's coming to get the blacksmith. He's coming to get the frog. Parisian player's on his way.
Oh. Xitaczz unfortunately missing Fire Rod, and he mirrored out, and I really hope he's going to check out those 2 final chests so he can find the lantern. I'm afraid he's not.
He just ran past it. He just ran past the chest.
He ran past the lantern. He's picking up that one.
There we go. He has the small key. I'd imagine he's going to go back over and bomb his way into this floor. Where Parisian player, so close to go mode, guys. Oh my. Parisian player is not even going to have to mess around with that purple chest.
Oh, imagine this. Someone in chat saying this. What if the big key is in fact on the torch?
On the torch in Ganon's tower?
Yeah.
That's going to lead Parisian player into having to leave G Tower, leave the mountain, and then go on a scavenger hunt. Maybe he won't even head up there until he finds the boots.
And Parisian player now going to collect the ice rod.
Yep. Wow, if Big Key is on Torch, that's going to be painful, and that's going to be exactly the kind of foul up that Zeta needs to get his lead back.
Absolutely.
Again, Zeta needs to do some overworld hunting as well. He needs to find that medallion in the Cave of Brian. Parisian player, I mean, he probably had a big sigh of relief after finding that, after finding Bombos, or not Bombos, the Ice Rod, but oh, look at this. He's heading straight to the mountain.
He's going to Turtle Rock. And honestly, I would think it's amazing if he finishes the seed without the boots.
Yeah, I would not put it past a player like Parisian.
And I wonder, has there been a bootless seed before in this randomizer tournament? But yet
I think so.
Has the players finished without the boots?
I don't know if anybody has finished bootless yet, but this seed so far, depending on where that big key is in Ganon's Tower, this could be a bootless, bookless, flipperless seed, guys. Crazy, crazy seed. Parisian also didn't go back to get silver arrows, which he had access to, had very, very easy access to silver arrows if he wanted them.
Yeah, but he can do it silverless.
That's true. I just think that with him so close, I mean, they weren't out of the way, and he knew where they were. I still think it would have been worth it to get him, especially if he's going into the Ganon fight with normal magic, a normal magic pool, and no boots. The boots don't help that much with the Ganon fight, but every little bit helps with the Ganon fight, really.
Parisian player now entering Turtle Rock. Opening it up first, but
wow.
This seed, guys.
Yeah, this seed.
It's been a roller coaster so far.
Speaking of roller coasters, Zeta coming into the Turtle Party room with sword beams. Sword beams, more oftentimes than not, they actually hinder players. I know they hinder me when it comes to certain rooms. The sword beam does such little damage, and you try to get a slash off to kill an enemy with one hit, which it only takes one hit from Gold Sword to kill these turtles when they're upside down. But if that sword beam connects first, as you guys could see for yourselves, it gets out of hand very fast. Let's see how he handles Helmasaur King. Shouldn't be that much of a fight, or that much of a struggle. Wow, Parisian already has the boss key for T-Rock.
Nice, that's always good to have early on. And now he just has to manage his key count to see if he can skip a couple of chests.
Yep. Managing key count in T-Rock is a very valuable asset to have, you know, to know not to waste the small key. He already has the big key, so when he comes into this Poke room with the 4 anti-fairies, there's a lot more enemies in the room. It's a very complex room to do quickly. Hopefully his muscle memory doesn't kick in and he doesn't open that small key door. That could cost him a lot of time running around the dungeon looking for another small key. Taking his time with the chomps. Nice. Parisian player gets through without taking any damage. These guys do have red mail, however, they have so few hearts that taking damage at this point and this late in the race, they have to know they can't afford any mistakes at all at this point.
See, they're going to check the Xitaczz, I imagine.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. I don't disagree with this. He is looking for a single item. He knows he's looking for a single item, and this is a very easy dungeon to get out of the way quickly.
True.
So I don't disagree with it. We know that it's the wrong move and he needs to get his butt up to the mountain, but... Okay, alright. Parisian player got bunnied, but he did not waste his small key. In fact, he takes the time to fill up his health reserves, powdering that anti-fairy.
Man, imagine if they would have grinded for bombs right off the bat. This would have been a really fast seed.
Oh, for sure. Especially for Parisian, who did that really cool swoop around Western and Southern Dark World. His routing was on point, and I totally agreed with his routing. But without the mirror, he's forced to do some backtracking, which he did not do. Some of the backtracking. That's why he is still bootless. Everybody. Oh, Parisian player. Oh, I thought he was gonna mirror and check the Mimic Cave in hopes of finding the boots here in T-Rock, which for all he knows, he could be finding the boots in T-Rock or even G Tower. Whew. Parisian player not having boots, he does have to bomb open that wall. I didn't even consider that. He has enough keys for the rest of the dungeon though, guys, so he doesn't go out of his way for that chest there in the roller room. Yeah, he is in full go mode. Now we just have to hope that the Ganon Tower boss key isn't on that lantern or on that torch.
At the same time, for Xitaczz, it's pretty much his best hope right now. If he does not find Bomba soon.
Oh no. Looks like Xitaczz heading into Swamp Palace, I'd imagine. It's not a bad play. There's a ton of items to be found here. Oh, maybe not. Not sure where Xitaczz headed. No, he is going there. He's faking us out. This isn't a bad play when you're looking for one item. There's a ton of items to be found in Swamp Palace. It's both of these players getting caught up a little bit by overworld exploration, missing out on that overworld exploration. Yeah, little does Xitaczz know he's hoping for a boot required seed. I think that might be his only hope at this point.
I would say so.
To say. Yeah, it's unfortunate to say.
Player has to chug really bad and die like 20 times at the Ganon, but I really don't see that happening either.
Neither do I. Very good point, Rubel. Even if I don't know, I can't totally agree. If the torch does hold Ganon Tower's big key, that doesn't necessarily mean that Parisian player is still in the lead, because we don't know where he's going to start his search for the boots. We don't know where he's going to backtrack to. He could end up in Ice Palace looking for the Pegasus boots. We have no clue what's going to happen at this point.
Yeah, we'll know the truth in 2 minutes, that's for sure. So, everyone, where do you think the big key will be in Ganon's Tower? Will it be at Torch or somewhere else? I'm personally going to say it will be the 12th item he checked.
Boy, where is my vote going to be? I hope it's in Eastern. I hope it's in Eastern Ganon's Tower. Maybe not the first two chests. You know, at least as long as it's not on the lantern. You know, if it is in Eastern Ganon's Tower, that'll give Xitaczz some time to catch up, maybe do some overworld exploration and find the medallion he's missing. But that would also mean that Parisian... Oh, go ahead.
Chances are that Xitaczz will also waste that time in Ganon's Tower and also has to go to East.
Parisian player, knowing he doesn't have the boots, I think he's just going to go straight to the torch. Oh, look at that, guys. It is a small key.
It's a small key. And I think someone is really relieved right now that boots are not in fact required, and he will actually finish this seed without the boots.
Yeah, guys, we have a bootless, bookless, could have been flipperless, hey, half magic, seed on our hands.
Oh, that's always nice to get.
I think it's a first for the tournament, a bootless finish.
Someone in chat mentioned there was someone else who finished bootless as well.
Oh, nice. That's good to hear. No, Green Linen, it is possible for that key to be required if they waste every other key. Parisian would have to go out of his way to waste the keys for that to happen. There are keys that can be found deep in east, or there's a key that can be found deep in eastern Ganon's tower underneath the pot. It's actually after all of the other chests have been opened if you take warp. Hey, there's Quake. Parisian player has all the medallions now. Let's see how he handles not having boots for this whole segment. I don't know how I would handle a bootless seed. I love hovering too much. I don't know if I would be very, very disgruntled by a bootless seed.
Oh,
Xitaczz.
nice pick up of the arrow with the boomerang.
I did see that. He does need some arrows. You need him to get through the mimic rooms in upstairs G Tower. I'm a little nervous for Xitaczz. Whenever he leaves Swamp Palace after not finding what he's looking for, will he jump into Ice Palace? Will he keep looking through pendant dungeons for the last item he's required? Whew. Still no big key.
Nope.
Xitaczz almost done with Swamp Palace, I think. He is getting some safety items, some luxury items here. Getting heart pieces and heart containers. You know something that I've noticed that nobody does? Probably because it would be a waste of a menu. But that button there in Swamp Palace, everybody pushes the switch onto it. I don't think I've seen anybody use the Cane of Samaria on that
Doesn't
switch.
work.
It doesn't work.
No, I've actually tried it once, and I don't think it worked.
That's crazy. I had no idea. I like this Parisian player with the backup strats. He does not have boots, so he can't take the shortcut to bonk across that small gap that you guys see there with the bridge lit up. You can actually see the gap that we all bonk over.
That's really cool. I absolutely forgot about that. I mean, at this point you take the boots for granted.
Yep. I'm actually getting corrected here. It is possible to use the cane there. It's the fact that once you leave the screen, the block, it despawns, and then the button doesn't any longer have anything sitting on top of it. So
that's
very
it.
cool.
I remember it not working for me for some reason. I
Yep.
couldn't remember why it wasn't working.
That makes sense. That's why I have never seen anybody attempt it. And I'm glad I figured it out now instead of attempting it myself and looking like a fool. Boss key in the vanilla location. All right. He has 14 arrows. He has the boss key. I think Parisian just locked in his victory unless something goes totally awry. It's quite unfortunate Xitaczz had such a strong lead during the entire first 45 minutes of this race.
Yeah. That's where you can see that like one item can really make a difference in these kinds of races.
Moreover, missing one location that, I mean, putting off a location like Cane of Brian, sure, it costs a lot of time, and more often than not, it's a waste of time. But my goodness, Parisian player's routing really paid off. When he was on the mountain that second or third time, he made sure to, circle back, double back, and check that Cane of Brian cave. That's all it took. Whoever checked the overworld first.
And I wonder what Xitaczz will do now. And I think he's heading to Palace of Darkness.
I think he has the green pendant.
Oh, right, that's a really cool smart one.
Yeah,
Actually.
it's actually really smart of him to take this green pendant to Sahasrara. We've seen more times than not Sahasrara, you know, a pendant dungeon, a hard pendant dungeon, holding the green pendant, and then Sahasrara hiding that last item you need. But unfortunately, all it pays off for is a heart container. Where is Xita gonna go? Oh no.
He is going to Ice Palace. Oh no.
This is what I was concerned about. One item location leading you on a wild goose chase. Well, no. He's
Yeah.
double checking the island.
He's
He's thinking
also
about it.
Parisian's also in the silver list.
That's right. Hey, look at this. Xita's on the mountain, guys.
Will he make the right call? He has to.
He does
Yeah,
not
I think
have
he
the
has.
book.
Unfortunately, though, I think it will be a bit too late.
Yep. Yep, I agree. But at least this will put him on the right track. Everybody cross your fingers that he heads south. Ooh. Yeah, he's getting health, so he is heading for this cave. He is going to be kicking himself. Just like Parisian player with that mirror being hidden in the sewers, which he could have gotten much earlier.
Yep.
Parisian player is taking a little bit of damage here in G Tower. His nerves have to be getting to him, knowing where items were in this seed. Parisian player
having no boots and seeing that Xitaczz hasn't finished yet, must be getting to him.
Yeah, he has to be concerning himself with thoughts like, you know, Xita has had the mirror the entire run. I bet Xita even has the boots, which he would be correct about. Little does he know, the boots weren't advantageous enough for Xita to get back into the lead. He has Bombos. He's going to get some potions. Xita's gearing up for
He
Turtle
has
Rock.
no magic, so he has to.
Yep. Oop. Parisian player has to be careful here.
Taking careful now. Powdering
Yeah.
the fairy, it's a good call.
Yeah, it's a very good decision. Taking a death in the last few rooms of Ganon's Tower would have been very painful. Maybe not enough for him to lose his secured lead, but it still would have been very painful.
It would have also affected his playstyle probably.
Oh yeah, his morale would have taken a huge hit if he were to take a death at this point. Let's see if Parisian checks the last chest. Oh, Parisian player disqualified for not checking the final chest. That's not true, or we're being facetious. That's just a small joke. I am curious to see what that chest is, though. Maybe Xita will check it in his run through the tower.
Now, okay, guy, I know we have joked about this a lot in the past, but in this seed it could have actually been possible to find the Pegasus boots in the very last chest.
Oh, definitely. Knowing that the Pegasus boots did not block anything of severe importance. I mean, they did block like the gold sword, I think, but that is not required, seeing as they had the other master swords, the tempered and the blue sword.
Nice
So,
Aga 2 cleanup, by the way.
Yeah, Aga 2 I didn't even catch. Was it a 2 cycle? Was that 2 triples?
I think
it had to have been.
It was a 2 cycle, and that's actually the second race in a row that had a 2 cycle.
Wow, double, triple. Yeah, chat's saying it right now. Double, triple. Yeah, he DQ canceled by perfect Aga 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Get some campy dialogue there from Parisian's Ganon. See how he handles Ganon. I was actually about to agree with you. Yeah, it could have been a completely bootless seed, or boots could have been in the last chest. I mean, when it's a
So
bootless
amazing.
seed, they could be anywhere. Cold Stare could have the boots. Whew. Yeah, he couldn't dash he couldn't dash, and that missed him out on the 1-1. But that's what I was saying. Every little bit helps with the Ganon fights, but it seems like he's handling it just fine.
Yeah, you should have this in the bag.
Xitaczz is taking so much damage here in Misery Mire. But it looks like he's alright. He bought a lot of potions.
And
He's
this is
just... Oh, go ahead.
Final phase. Final phase. Parisian player versus Ganon.
Yep, count him down with us, guys. We need 12 spin attacks. There's 2. Oh, missed it. I don't think it has to be a spin attack. You just have to hit Ganon as he's teleporting.
I believe spinning makes it a bit of a bigger window to actually hit him.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned that before.
I actually
That's going for someone who can't do Silverless.
Yeah, I actually just learned that you don't have to spin attack him. It's just so much easier. Here we go. Almost there.
This is the final stretch.
LBC, do you have the IRC up by chance?
I do not.
I'm going to get that open right now so I can talk to these racers.
Parisian.
So I can also get the official time for you guys. So give me 1 second.
GG to Parisian player.
Yeah, great race.
Without boots. He literally speed walked through this game. That's amazing. Oh, I would definitely consider Parisian player be one of the dark horses in this tournament. He is a really good player, knows a ton of categories.
For sure. For sure. He runs such a huge plethora of different categories that, I mean, some of them you might consider arbitrary, but every one of them brings a little bit of skill and value to a race like this, to the randomizer tournament.
Alright, guys.
I wanted to let everybody know that his official time was a 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 8 second official time. That is his done. I'm seeing if he wants to get in here for an interview. I sent him to the waiting room if he's wanting to.
Alright, get your bunk guesses in, people. I'm going to guess 0.
Alright, Xitaczz, not to forget what he is up to. He's Silver Arrow fighting Vitreous here, making quick work of the Misery Mire boss.
Not some misery after all.
That's right. Did not seem miserable. You guys are really guessing Parisian players' bonks and giving random numbers.
I asked him to.
Oh my god. You are a golden troll, Light Blue. Golden troll.
Is it the same as the Golden Kappa?
That's right, same as the Golden Kappa. Okay, he is in the waiting room. Let's bring him in here and see what he has to say. Wait a second, I need to make sure I'm in the right one. Parisian player.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, congratulations, bootless, bookless. How you feeling? Oh. Not hearing anything from you. You might be muted.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything either.
He is at a loss for words, everybody. Okay. All right, it looks like he's quitting out of Discord. He's gonna reset his ordeal, and he'll be back with us momentarily. Let's go ahead and stick with Xitaczz here, who is on his final stretch of this somewhat trolly seed. It opened up so much at the beginning. You had so many opportunities at hand, but a couple of items were just very well hidden. The ice rod being at Bat Cave, the which medallion was it? Bombos, I think, at cave, the Brian Cave.
Yeah.
Very, very trolly
Parisian is
seed.
back, I think. Parisian.
Still having some troubles with his microphone. I know how that feels. My microphone died just a few days ago.
Yeah. It's happened to me before as well. It's really annoying. There's nothing much you can do about it except for trying to restart the score.
Wow. Bootless run.
Yeah.
I didn't catch what the Master Sword pedestal item was. Did you see
The
that?
blue bath. The cane of Ryan. That's the cane of Ryan.
Yeah, which is kind of neat considering it's a nod towards, you know, hey, maybe you should go check the Cane of Brian cave.
Yeah. That's kind of fun.
Yep. I can't get over the fact you asked these guys to guess how many bonks a Persian player is going to have. We had a lot of good guesses of 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone. You all did very well.
Yep. Alright, it looks like Parisian player is resetting his Discord again. Maybe messing with his microphone settings. Xitaczz has the big key in hand. Let's see if he routes just as well as Parisian did through T-Rock. Because we saw that it is possible to get all the keys you need to finish it up in Dungeon Rush pretty early on. I think the first...
Alright, DH Tom. I'm sorry for the spoilers.
Oh, are you spoiling things for these guys?
Yeah, I spoiled the point counter. I already told him it was going to be 0.
Oh, okay. I'm curious to see his menu time. I'm thinking that it's going to be 4 minutes or less, because I didn't see him in his pause menu almost at all. I mean, sticking with the hook shot during most of the beginning of the seed, and he also didn't linger very much. He didn't linger in his map. He didn't linger in his equipment menu. Wow. Look at Xitacz's equipment. He has 31 bombs and 51 silver arrows. Earlier in the race, I mentioned that he went out of his way for a bomb upgrade, and it costing just a little bit of time.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh.
we can hear you now.
Okay, good. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. Like, I went to desktop Discord this time, and it worked. So,
Nice.
I guess.
Yeah,
Nice.
it often doesn't work on browser for me either.
If you didn't catch earlier, congratulations, Parisian, on your bootless, bookless victory here. How you feeling?
0
Yeah,
bombs.
It was a good seed. Like, as you said earlier, I got a lot of things very early. Kakariko Village was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the choice between continuing the classical farming, like southeast, and the entire south part. And I was like, nah, I have everything to go in Dark World. Let's go for this. And I don't know if it paid off in the end. I don't know if it's probably not because of this that I won, but
yes and no. Your routing early on in the seed, whenever you decided to go to Dark World without the mirror, which was unfortunately in the sewers where you guys didn't farm for bombs to get.
I farmed a lot, but there was no bombs.
Yeah, you did try.
Sub 4 minutes in the item menu. Sub 4 minutes in the item menu.
Very
That's
good.
a good guess.
That's surprising because I spend a lot sometimes like stupid stuff. Like for 1 hour 40 minutes run, like my menu time is not that good, but
Now, would you
we're
like
actually-
to know where the boots were? Would you like to know?
I guess yes.
You know how you did that sweep around Dark World? You went through West and Southern Dark World without the mirror very early on. It was at the Haunted Grove mirror location in that cave.
Yep.
Southwest Cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
This all
it's weird that I
Oh,
never
trust.
came back there. By the way, I don't know why. I should have came back at some moment, but
It actually got to a point where you were missing Ice Rod in the Bat Cave, and Zeta was missing Bombos in the Cane of Brian. And that's all you guys needed was a little bit of overworld searching to find your last item.
At that point, it was basically whoever found their respective item first would probably win. And you found the ice rod before Zita found Bombo's medallion.
That's right.
yeah, I was happy to find it because, well, when you're missing just one item, and I would have gotten ideas like probably next would have been to go to Swamp because of the 6 objects plus it was a green medallion. Then yeah, that cave I totally forgot it.
That was actually Zeta's plan. Once he couldn't find the Bombos medallion, he started hopping into dungeons that he didn't need to. He completely cleared out Swamp and checked
Oh,
Saha's
no.
Rock.
Oh wait, this might actually be a good strat. Zita forgot about the chest, and he decides to use the door at the end of the rock,
Yeah,
so
Zeta.
he can mirror back there.
Yeah, Zeta has to backtrack through T-Rock to find a small key to finish the dungeon. He
And
does
I
open
think
up that door for the mirror, I think.
I think he did not check one of the first chests in the bottom left corner of the first room.
Oh, that's very painful.
Yeah.
If he ends up going to the big chest to check that chest location, then he's going to lose that mirror, that fast track back to the end of the dungeon. But back to you, Parisian player. This was an awesome victory. I mean, anytime you see a bootless seed, it's pretty intense, especially when you win without the boots, whereas your opponents had the boots for about 45 minutes now.
Okay. Yeah, as we said, so Mirror was a troll place because, and you got the bombs right at the priest at the Sanctuary Heart location, and
Yeah.
like I feel like, can I backtrack? And no, I can't
No.
And the
backtrack.
rats actually, the rats actually did drop bombs.
Yeah, it was.
Zita didn't get the mirror straight away either. He got the 8 bomb drop in the room after the blocks.
Oh,
Yeah. The final item in the first prize pack, like the rat and the guard prize pack, the very final item in those prize packs was an 8 bomb drop, and he got it in the room after the bombable walls. So you guys both missed out on early mirror. He did, however, go back and check. Zeta's been backtracking to locations that are important really well during the entire seed. You you had a race on your hands. You very well easily could have lost that one had he checked Brian early on.
I hesitated with at the end when I was in Gomo to go take the silver arrows,
Mm-hmm.
but I should probably have taken them on my way to Meyer.
Yeah, I was actually wondering why you
Yeah.
opted out of
No,
not grabbing them.
I forgot. And it's just at that moment, and I hesitated, and I was like, no silver arrows. After finding fire rod, ice
Okay.
rod, so finished like this.
Serious question for you. Whenever you entered Ganon's tower and you went straight to the east side, how relieved were you to see a small key on that lamp?
Well,
Yeah.
normally you know that there's an extra key because there's a door you don't need to open. But I was like, if that requires me to open all the chests, and fortunately yeah, it's true. If there was a big key there, it would have been terrible. That's
Yeah.
just it.
Yeah.
We were all
We
nervous
were-
for you.
We were discussing it with the chat, and there were some people thinking, well, it's going to be on the torch or the pillar.
If it had been, Zeta would have had his chance to come back and steal a lead from you, because you would have had to leave the mountain entirely to go search for those boots.
Yeah, we don't need to farm a lot for sure.
But it didn't play out that way.
Still, he's at 50, like 154, so he's probably gonna get 205 or something like this.
Yeah.
So, which means I would have gotten 20 minutes to farm and find the boots. So it would have been possible, but of course
Yeah.
I probably would have gotten it.
Yeah, I would imagine you would have done some overworld spelunking before diving into like Ice Palace or something.
Not Ice Palace. I would have gone for Swamp for sure.
Yep.
For the reason I said. Ice Palace, no, because I usually want to do it as last as possible.
Can't blame you there.
But it's true that I didn't have that many overworld places to go anyway, because without the boots I could not open the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was probably, and none of the islands had anything interesting, so it was probably the last overworld place I didn't check.
I think it was. I think that's the only place you had available to check in overworld.
There was
maybe
the Light World Rebel next to Sanctuary, which held the Butter Sword.
Yeah, the rubble next to Sanctuary.
Yeah, but I don't have boosts, so
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So among the reachable places, I think it was one of the last one I could get.
Yeah. Haunted Grove and Purple Chest. It's the only options you had left in the overworld to look for the boots, if you had been forced to do so, which you weren't. The seed played out really weird. No book, no boots, no. I mean, the flippers weren't required, even though you guys both paid for them.
Yeah.
Very cool seed.
The Purple Chest would have been exactly next because I was on my way. Like I did the Peg's Cave. Then I did the frog, and so I was on my way then to. I found at the Half Magic place. And so on that same way, then there would have been the Purple Chest. Also,
nice.
So yeah, I would have found boots pretty quickly normally, because then the cave, the South Cave would have been on my way, so I would have gotten there probably if I recall.
Yep.
Something I was not really happy. My movements in Mire was a disaster.
Yeah, took you a couple of tries. You actually found the lamp and pod, and then came back to Misery Mire.
Yeah, the thing is, as I explained to Grillin and Church in chat on Speed Gaming after the race, my blindfold strat often involves dying here. Normally I could do it without that, but for some reason it didn't work pretty well. Normally I go into a certain corner, press up left, and then when you get hit, you actually don't move. And then I tap 3 times, lift the pot on the right, and then put the Summary Arcane. And I never lifted that pot. And so and I could not take fairies because I didn't have the net. So I was okay, let's refresh my memory and let's do something else because I have to. Otherwise, I'm going to get frustrated.
About how you must have had those dark rooms in the back because of those blindfold runs.
Yeah, but it's the hardest dark room. Dark room place. Because Path of Darkness is not difficult when you have the strats. But this one, can be. The strats are not very consistent, so it's just like tapping a few times, so it's not very, very precise. So you can easily mess it up.
Well, you made the right decision to head out and just come back later. All of your decisions, all of your routing was pretty on point. The mirror and the boots, that was unfortunate.
Also in Mire, since I didn't have lamp at that time, I had to fire rod, and I had to do the lamp and the torches. So it's the 2 torch rooms. And I missed 1 torch.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
so then I didn't have enough magic because I already took the big magic pot. So that's why I mirrored back to reset that pot and to grab some magic again. And
I actually saw that. I saw you pushing the blocks, and I was wondering what happened. And being low on magic makes a lot of sense.
maybe the idea was still have to come back a bit later, like to finish my farming, because the big key was. No, it wasn't that. No, in it's what I did. I continued my farming, and the big key was in the compass room in
Yep.
Meyer. So I was forced to come back anyway after that mistake. So I reached the entrance of Meyer 3 times. And that I'm not really happy about. And
Yeah,
my
One of the
riding
cool
Palace of
things
Darkness
about
also was so. Honestly, if could have done things way faster in Palace of Darkness.
still, you
Like-
handled things well. I mean, you might be disappointed in your routing a little bit, but you pulled away with the victory. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. Hey, Xitaczz just found a fairy in a bottle. That's
one
really
of the
nice
cool
in a
things
netlist.
about seeing you doing this bootless was seeing some strats you might not think of right away because you're simply not used to it anymore. One of those was the invisible floor room right before Armos 2 and where you found Vicky. You shot the fire rod at the torch, and personally I was thinking, I forgot that was actually possible.
Yeah, you lit up the bridge so you could see where you were going.
Yeah.
It's really good routing.
Yeah, that's the way the game was designed. Like,
Yep.
the game was expecting you to do this, and I don't know if it's gonna be useful one day for me to learn it by heart or not. That path, it seems pretty stupid, to be honest, because
How
Like,
often
the
do you
path-
get there without boots?
not a lot. It was probably my second time only, but I know that I have the reflex to do this because when I play RBU double speed, I go for that strat.
Nice.
Because
Now,
I do visit Ganon's Tower earlier to get some, like the red tunic and the big key. So, and I don't have boots at that moment, so I know that I have to fire rod and go that way.
how many wins in the group stage is that for you?
That's 3, and I'm playing my last game at 6:30 Eastern time.
Very nice. Very nice. So, unless there's a tie, which is still possible, there's lots of ties going on in the group stages so far, but unless it's a tie, you will be moving on to the brackets.
Yeah, it's either for me not to go into brackets. It requires me losing against newbie, which is likely possible because he's a good randomizer player,
Definitely.
and newbie losing versus Xita.
Very nice.
No, not
Which is
versus
also
Xita,
possible.
versus Sacred Hooves.
Oh, okay.
Well, Sacred Hooves won against Xita, but I mean, more likely newbies is gonna beat Sacred Hooves, I believe. So normally it's fine, but
Well, congratulations, man. I hope you make it to the brackets. This seed was insane. It was really good to see you actually have some strong gear going through Dark World. Eventually, no
It was
fighter
really cool
sword.
to watch. Absolutely, it was really fun to watch, especially two massively different routes. Still kind of working out.
Yeah, you guys deviated in the first 15 minutes and did not sync up anywhere. Maybe Palace of Darkness a little bit, but with very different.
Yeah, and
probably what
besides that,
happened is that when you had all the objects in Kakariko, you had either the possibility to go to Death Mountain right away with the flute, or to do like I did, going in the Dark World. So probably that was a.
It's exactly what Xitaczz did. He started clearing out the overworld, the light world locations. In backtracking, he found the mirror very early on. Light Blue and I were actually, considering what would have happened if you found the mirror during the escape sequence.
Yeah.
You would have
that
had
would have been
insane
amazing.
time. Yeah, insane time. because you would have not had to backtrack to any of those locations. You would have found, you know, the ice rod very early, would have had boots very, very early because of your routing decision.
Could have easily been sub 130, I think.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Because I didn't need to do Aghanim. I didn't enter any of the pendants levels.
Mm-hmm.
Not even entering them. That's pretty interesting to have such things. So for sure, it could have been a sub 130 seed.
Well, do you have anything else you'd like to add before we get back to seeing Zeta finish up G Tower and beat the game?
I think I'm right here.
Nice. Congratulations again, man. Can't say it enough.
Yeah. Fantastic job.
Thank you very much for commentaries.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
see you next time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Moldorm 2 being Moldorm.
Good game, man. Can't wait to see what else you have in store for us throughout the tournament. Now, getting back here to Zeta,
Moldorm.
he did have... man, he's having some trouble with Moldorm too. He did have a really good tower. He didn't get caught up too much. I mean, that bridge room, he did kind of block himself picking up both of the pots and not knowing the same thing that Parisian player showed us by lighting those torches or using like ether, I think. I could be wrong, but
as well.
Oh my goodness. The last chest having the net.
That's beautiful.
That's the seed spitting in our faces. Oh, you've been having a hard time. Well, I bet you wish you would have had this.
Have this net. No, yep. We're both absolutely wrong. That bug nut is a required item to fight the Ganon.
Oh, that's right. Let's see how he handles Aghanim too. Wow. Not great patterns, but he's handling them well.
Yeah, he got in 3 hits so far.
It's easy to scrutinize this fight when you see somebody else do it. Like, oh man, you're missing all your shots. This is a rough fight. This is actually a very, very difficult fight to optimize and to do quickly.
I've been watching so many runs. I think, well, that's actually pretty easy. You get the 3 balls. How hard can it be? And then you try it for yourself, and you're like, well, this went not very well at all.
Yeah. Zeta violating Aghanim there a little bit. Not too much. We are keeping this a PG stream, so he only violated him a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Let's see how he handles the Ganon fight. He has silver arrows. He has the gold sword. This should be a pretty cut and dry, beat up Ganon boss fight.
Should be by the books. Well, not Medora because they don't have it. But by books.
Yeah, by the book of not Medora. He has more than half of his magic reserves with half magic, so that's not an issue either. And he luckily found that that bottle with a fairy in it right there behind the boss key in Ganon's tower. So he also has, for all intents and purposes, a 1-up to fall back on.
Zeta couldn't find Bombos, which was required for both T-Rock and Misery Mire. Bombos was in the Spy Cave, and that's one of those locations you can really easily forget.
Alright, cool. Let's see if he gets the torch glitch. He does. He lands the torch glitch. Let's see how he handles the... Now, it takes 4 silver arrows to kill Ganon. If you can freeze Ganon in the center of the arena or anywhere that's not up against a ledge, you can actually get double hits and very occasionally a triple hit on him. Looks like he's not going to get any doubles, but he does have plenty of arrows, 39 left. So this fight should be over right here. Ooh, very close to death. One more arrow, and there we go.
Oh, GG. With half a heart remaining.
All right. Now, Zeta has done. His official race time is 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 51 seconds. you guys might be wondering, wow, where did he lose a half an hour? One item. That's all it takes is one item to put you a half an hour behind your opponent, especially when an opponent is a veteran like Parisian player. Zeta had it in the bag for, I'd say, the first hour of the race. He had a really good lead, but that's all it takes is one item to really trip you up.
Yeah. And now we can actually have a guess for a bunk counter. How many bunks does everyone think Zeta will have? I'm going to say 41.
I'm going to say 17. 17 bunks.
17.
It was a late set of boots. He didn't get boots very early. It took him a while to find them, and then once he did, he still played pretty well. All of you guys with your 30s, 40s, and 50s. I say
Well,
sub 20.
I guess we'll see who's right.
Yep, it's just for fun. I will say that Zeta probably has a sub 5 menu time. I can't believe Parisian player had a sub 4. Like I said, I think it was a 3:57 or something. It was really, really good menu time for him.
Zeta is waiting.
I'd also like to point out that Parisian player tried to disagree with me that a sub 4 menu time is great. He said, for anybody that didn't catch it, he said, "Oh, for a 140 seed, that's not a good menu time," and that's the kind of humility that some of these racers have. The more you speedrun, the more you despise your own skills and abilities.
Now I can actually hear you. So I had the Discord muted.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Man. This
How are
was run. Well, this run was kind of rough on me.
Yeah, it was rough on both of you guys. One item was hidden from both of you. It took Parisian player a while to find the ice rod, actually.
And he didn't find the Pegasus boots at all. He walked all the way to the end.
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't let that demoralize you, though. I mean,
No.
Well, yeah, it's it shows that at least today his skill level was a bit better. I made some decisions, and I died a few times, which was kind of slow, I guess.
yeah, took a couple of deaths.
Yeah. And then I completely forgot about Sea once again. That place is doomed, I tell ya.
It really is. You can waste your time finding nothing there, or you can, forget about it or put it off for far too long.
Yeah, I forgot about it, and then I was like, maybe Bombos is there, and then it wasn't. And at some point, I just decided to do Swamp. Like, it has a lot of chests. It was a green pendant, so that be an option as well.
Yeah, it was an extra item because of that green pendant. It was actually a really good play. You had no idea where where that medallion was, so going into Swamp Palace wasn't a bad choice. Even being the wrong choice, it was not a bad one because, it could have paid off.
Yeah, and then after I all of that, I was like, oh, wait a second, I didn't check Spike Cave.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you have it.
And then, that basically was it.
For a
then I
long
was in
time.
Go, and I was like, okay, I might still be in a good shape. And then, yeah.
You actually were in great shape for a long time. I think you held the lead, just a little bit of an edge over Parisian for maybe the first hour and 10 minutes.
Oh,
both
wow.
Absolutely.
of you guys failed to collect bombs before the bombable room in the escape during the sewers. Neither one of you guys got early mirror, but you had the know-how to backtrack and go get the mirror to go check those 3 chests way before Parisian did. So he ended up wasting a lot of time in Dark World without the mirror. That's why he ended up not finding the boots, in fact. Yeah, so it had to be
that's
painful.
kind of rough.
Yeah, both of you guys getting bombs as soon as you get to the sanctuary. You found that 8 bomb drop at the end of the first prize pack. So painful. So painful.
At a certain point, it was just a matter of who would get that specific item first.
Yeah, well, the thing was, at least my plan was to check as as many overworld chests as possible before actually moving into a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point I was like, well, I'm sort of like out of options. Let's do Hera. And
Good
then
play.
I found the hammer. I could actually check Death Mountain. And I was like, yeah, this isn't going too terrible. But yeah, at that point,
At that point, you were still in a really good position. You picked up the mirror a lot faster than Parisian player, and that helped you give a lead.
Yeah, I actually pointed out early on that your routing style is a lot like my own, where you do as much overworld exploration as possible before delving into dungeons. And if you would have stuck to that, you would have found that medallion very early on, because
yeah,
I mean,
there's
that's
that one chest or one specific spot that I keep forgetting about. This time it was the spike room. Another race, it's like Sea House, and then it's something trivial like Zora or something.
to your credit and Parisian players as well, this seed started out without any bottleneck at all. You guys could go nearly anywhere you wanted from the very get-go for the first 10 minutes. I mean, having the Titan's Mitts and the Flute and the Moon Pearl, you guys had so many options at your disposal that it's easy to just choose the wrong direction. You had to choose a direction, and it came down to one item for both of you. The ice rod and the medallion. That was it.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad seed.
There was like one moment where we thought it might have been required to get the boots. If the big key would have been on the first pillar, then you would have a big edge all of a sudden, or at least you wouldn't have been so far behind.
Yeah, well, at some point, like the decision to do swamp, at least looking back at it, might have been the one that cost me like the major time. But
Wow.
yeah, it's at least at that point I was just looking for either Bombos or the book. I was like, the book would help me, definitely.
The number of bonks is 34.
I wasn't close at all, but I tried.
Well, I still enjoyed my my race and the seat, and
That's what matters.
it's like if I look at the time, it's like it's almost 30 minutes, slower, but at least I had fun, and that's way more important than winning every race. And I'm still learning new stuff by watching all of the other amazing runners in the tournament.
Speaking of the rest of the tournament, how many wins and losses do you have in your group right now? Are you still fighting for a spot on the brackets?
I think I'm pretty much out of it right now. I have got 2 losses so far, so in theory it's still possible. But I lost against Sacred, and I lost against Parisian now, and I still have to go up against Biosage and Newbie.
So if you land a couple more wins, you could lock in a tie and the possible tiebreaker. So you're not out of the race yet. Don't count yourself out yet. Great race, man.
I'm really gonna fight for it, but
It was really amazing to watch, definitely.
Yep.
I want to thank you guys for actually doing the commentary, and everyone at home watching while me scrub around.
Yeah, no problem, man.
No problem.
Glad to be here, and I'm glad you had a lot of fun. Seems like your spirits are still pretty high, even after such a not trolley seed, but open seed, I guess you'd say. It was something else, that's for sure. Congrats on staying positive. Anything else you'd like to add before we segue over to the next race?
Good luck to the next runners.
Awesome.
I want to thanks you guys.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well said. Everybody,
Thanks everyone for watching.
That was Xitaczz. He had a great race with Parisian Player. Go follow these runners. I'm sure you'll see more like that from them on their own personal channels. So follow the runners. These guys put on a performance for all of us. And stick around because we do have another race coming up. I think we have races all day on multiple channels. Coming up is Ajneb or AJ Neb versus Kanzion. They're going to be commentated by Hiei and Jeremy Trammer. So stick around. I think we're going to be giving it over to those guys soon. As soon as they want to hop in here. I think they're just about ready. Let me double check. I don't want to leave you guys with just, blank sound or dead feed. All right, sweet. Thanks, Feasel.
All right.
Well, guys, I've been the OK Guy. With me was Light Blue Cloud. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
And goodbye.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and hope you enjoy the rest of it.
Yep. Peace.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3, testing. Okay, I'll do it. Hey, chat. We're just about to get this one kick started. So, as we always like to begin these randomizer races, for the hundreds and thousands of randomizer fans, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get ready to rando!